Do you remember when Barack Obama called the local police stupid when they mistook Skip Gates for a burglar? Remember when he said that Trayvon Martin could have been his own son? Remember the many times he dishonestly referred to the tragic shooting in Ferguson, Missouri as an example of racism in police departments? I'll spare you the memory of him trying to sing Amazing Grace to a grieving black congregation in Charleston. Jump ahead to a quarterback in San Francisco deciding that he would sit through the national anthem as a protest against supposed police brutality aimed at blacks. What do these things have in common? Why would these two men, themselves recipients of truckloads of support from white Americans, go out of their way to call other white Americans racist? Let's break it down. Both men are biracial, half white and half black. Neither one knew his black father. Both were raised by supportive, loving white people. Both saw early on how their color could be an advantage, as whites, eager to prove how not racist they were, paved the way for successes in both men's lives. So why would they play the race card? Wouldn't you think that both of these men would use their national platform to say, hey, young black guys, white people really do want you to succeed. Work hard, keep your nose clean, and you too can reach any goal that you set for yourselves. Wouldn't that have been the right thing to do? Why would they do exactly the opposite? Why would they falsely imply that white people secretly want black people to fail, especially when they themselves had come so far? Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think that both men suffer from half-white guilt. Now let's break that down. Neither Colin or Barack ever had what might be called the authentic black experience. Neither one grew up in the inner city or in rural poverty. Neither ever sat attentively while their grandpa told them stories of whites-only drinking fountains or public swimming pools. They grew up among white folks who either ignored their color or favored them because of their color. Remember, the Democrats had always longed for a black president, kind of like the NFL longing for just the right black quarterback. You see, all of their lives, they've seen how anxious liberal whites are around blacks, how they overcompensate, how they treat a well-presented black person almost like a celebrity, fussing over him or her in order to prove their own open-mindedness. I certainly saw that when I ran in liberal circles. That's an aspect of white guilt. Anyway, these two guys arrived at a place in their lives where they were expected to bring some blackness to their leadership roles, and they didn't have any idea how to do that. So they looked to the left-wing activist for some role modeling, and the rest is history. Listening to these activists tell about how constantly blacks were hurt by discrimination must have made them feel terrible about having been protected from that. They must have thought, I have to do something about this. And so, rather than saying, look, obviously it's not a deal breaker to be black, they erred on the other side of the equation, overcompensating in exactly the same way that their white friends and relatives had, and trying to reach out to African Americans through a cultural blackness that was not natural to them. Let's be real here. Racial discrimination has never been less of a problem than it is today. The racists that still exist out there in the world are powerless losers wallowing in their own bitterness and fear. How sad that neither Barack Obama or Colin Kaepernick took the opportunity to say so.